1 month away from Halloween 2018, and we're gonna rank all 14 masks. Here we go. What's up, guys? I'm in the middle of a recording session right now. I just did reviews for Alice, Sweet Alice, and Last House on the Left from 1972. And it's nice to get back into these older films. I just finished Rob Zombie's Halloween Revisited review, wrapped up the entire Halloween Revisited series. Yes, I did Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That was one of the first I did. I didn't do them in order. So the entire thing is there. I'll put a playlist for you here. You can go and watch. That's probably like, what, I don't know, maybe 3 hours worth of reviews. 4, I don't want to do math right now, but yeah, it's a lot. So anyway, quick updates for you, and then we're gonna jump right into the mask countdown. 14 of them, and I'll explain that in just a second. First off, as we all know, Halloween was shown at TIFF. The reviews are great, Rotten Tomatoes. I think last time I looked, it was around 80%. Don't actually me, because I know it might not be exactly that. And also, just to tell you what's coming up, because October is going to be a very, very busy month in Drumdums land, okay? First off, 31 Days of October is coming. I have so many guests that are going to be jumping on, and I'm trying to acquire some celebrity guests. So I'm not going to divulge any of that just yet, but there's going to be at least 5 guests per video. It's going to be a weekly video, and I'm going to talk to you about what I watched for the week. I've already done up my entire list, and I'll give you the sneak peek right here. There it is. That's going to be a lot of fun. So many great channels. I have channels anywhere from, you know, a couple hundred subscribers all the way to 200,000 subscribers. I wanted to just really, you know, cover the gamut as far as, you know, these are just my YouTube friends. That's what it is. I don't care about numbers here. I just want to show off some of my favorite channels. And then starting October 8th, I'm doing the Road to Halloween 2018 vlog. It's going to be a daily vlog. Could be anything, but each day I'm going to cover something to do with each movie in the franchise. It will not be a review. I'm done reviewing Halloween. It's in the bed. I will never review Halloween again, just so you guys know. But this will be a vlog just talking about maybe a scene in the movie, or maybe it's Halloween Horror Nights, Halloween 4. That could be for that particular episode. And then the first one, I'll tell you right now what that's going to be. It's going to be me going to see Halloween, the original one, on the big screen, October 7th. So the day after that, that vlog will go up, and that will be day 1. And then the last day will be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then the next day, I'm going to see the new movie, and I will be reviewing it hopefully that night. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna get to the countdown. I'm gonna do 14 masks. Get you a Feel These Nipples t-shirt at the Drumdums store. Quick plug for that. Now anyway, here we go. 14 masks, right? Because I'm counting the 4 that are in H2O, and then I'm counting the rest of the masks throughout the series, not including Halloween 3. These are masks that went on Michael Myers. So the Ben Tramer mask will not be included in this. So let me take a drink of this, and then we're gonna go through this real quick, because I've been getting a lot of requests to do this. So I'm doing this for you guys. Number 14, no surprise here, is the CGI mask. They used the CGI mask because it was after the fact. They didn't have time to build a set. So, you know, they were left to their own devices, so they plugged in the CGI mask. And it's just completely horrible. I don't even need to explain it. Number 13 is the K&B mask, the original mask in H2O. Steve Miner had no clue what Michael Myers was supposed to look like, I guess, because he wanted to use just really a blank slate in his defense. That's what he wanted. He really put no thought into making the mask scary, because blank slate doesn't necessarily mean scary, and the mask looked ridiculous, and he didn't even notice it. That doesn't do him any favors as a director, if you ask me. Number 12 is the Schoolhouse white-haired mask from Halloween 4. Yes, that does count, because it was on Michael Myers' head. And the story behind that is that when the masks first arrived on the set for Halloween 4, when you're doing a movie, you're so involved in what's going on that sometimes you don't really take a hard look at the actual mask, I guess, in this case. And that's what happened. Dwight H. Little didn't even notice on the day of shooting that the mask was pink, and it actually had white hair, because I guess they got a bad shipment in. And so what they did was they took that mask and they spray painted it white. And they made the hair dark. And that will carry over into the Halloween 4 mask, which will come later in the countdown. Number 11 is the mask from Halloween 5. From this point on, I actually like all the masks. The Halloween 5 mask, I think, is unique. I think it's a little bit too unique that it pushes it back on the countdown, but it's not a bad looking mask. It's actually Greg Nicotero's face mixed with a couple other things. And it's scary. And I think Don Shanks actually does a great job of making it scary. Number 10 is the Stan Winston mask from H2O. I believe this was the last mask that they eventually went with. By this time, this was the third, because then they had to plug in the CGI mask at the end. So yeah, this was the third mask. It's the best looking of the bunch for H2O. But still, to me, aesthetically, it's not that great looking. I don't like the way the hair looks. And also, I don't really like Chris Duran as Michael Myers. You guys know my thoughts on Chris Duran as Myers. And I just don't think the mask did him any favors either. But luckily, it wasn't the K&B mask that was on that last scene when Myers gets his head chopped off, because that would have been ridiculous. Number 9 is Halloween Resurrection. It's a decent mask. It gets the job done. Brad Lorry, he's not a bad Michael Myers. And, you know, aesthetically, I think the mask might be one of the strongest points of the movie, actually. There are certain scenes in the movie where it looks glorious, actually. Especially in that, like, first 10 minutes, even though the hair is a little bit too high on a couple of the scenes. But, yeah, it's not a bad mask. Number 8 is one of my favorite sequels, the Halloween 4 mask. Jumping back to what I was talking about the pink-faced, white-haired mask, Halloween 4 is really that mask, just painted white. But it is a William Shatner mask. That is one of the biggest misconceptions about this mask. Everybody says they hate Halloween 4, the mask, and they don't realize that it's actually a William Shatner mask. But it just has way too thick a coating of white on it, so it pretty much takes out any details in the mask, any shadows in the mask. But other than that, that's really what it is. And if I'm being honest, when I first watched this movie, and every time since, the mask has never bothered me. Because I think George P. Wilbur does such a great job of playing Myers in the movie. Guys, I forgot to mention one mask. So this mask is gonna be the head gauze mask from Halloween 4, which I freaking love this mask. Look at that. That is from H88, the Rat. He sent me that. I'll put his Facebook link here, but yeah, that is one of the first things that really stuck out to me when I saw Halloween 4. I was like, ooh, that's different. Myers is not in his normal getup, and it's scary as hell. So that mask would go right here in the countdown. Number 7 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Say what you want about Rob Zombie's Halloween, but damn, he really did a good job on the mask. Tyler Mane does a great job as Myers, but more importantly, that mask, which is Tyler Mane's face, by the way, looks phenomenal. Which leads me to number 6, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, because it's the same mask, but I like this mask because it's ripped, you know. He wanted to make Michael's face look decayed in the first movie. In the second one, it's all but, you know, ripped up. It's just all blood torn, and it just looks more menacing, I think, in that movie. Number 5, another H2O mask. It is the John Carl Buechler Curse mask. It's a variation of the Curse mask, except it's simplified a little bit. It's not as creepy, but it still is the best mask in that whole movie. And I wish they would have used that mask throughout the whole thing, but I can see why they didn't, because then people would have started connecting it more to the Thorn trilogy, or at least to part 6, because that's really the only movie that mask is in. So I see why they did it, but aesthetically, I still like it. Number 4 is the original Halloween 2 mask, which is the original mask from the first movie, but it had been sitting under Deborah Hill's bed for months, years even, actually 3 years. Yeah, it had been sitting under her bed for 3 years, so it looked all crushed. And also Dick Warlock's head is differently shaped than Nick Castle's. It's wider, so it made the mask look completely different. But I think that mask worked perfectly for Halloween 2. Okay, getting down to the big 3. Number 3 is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. That is a badass mask. Love the hell out of it. So much so that up until a couple weeks ago, it sat on my Evil Lair shelf. And normally I would put it above the original, but because the original is so important, then I can't put it above it. And I'll go more into that when I get into my number 1 or number 2. Number 2 is gonna be Halloween 2018. Even though I haven't even seen the movie, aesthetically, I love that mask. And it's sort of a variation of the original mask 40 years later. Although I can see slight differences here and there, but it's a creepy looking mask. I mean, look at that thing. I will say, I think Amongst Dead Things custom is better than the Trick or Treat Studios one that's going out now. And I know I'm gonna get slammed for saying that because, you know, Trick or Treat does a great job. My Halloween 6 mask is a Trick or Treat Studios. But I'm just being honest. That mask that Amongst Dead Things did was phenomenal. I love it. And then my number 1, of course, is going to be the original John Carpenter's Halloween William Shatner mask, really. It's just such an icon. It's the mask that we see 99% of the time in pop culture media. It's just everything. The story behind the mask is legendary. And I think the reason why I chose that over the Curse mask is because, can you imagine if the Curse mask was the first mask in the series? Would it have been as popular as it was you know, with the William Shatner mask? I don't think so. Even though I think that mask is more chilling, but there's just something about that William Shatner mask that just, the white paint is like the perfect shade of white. There's some nice shadowy details in there. It just really works. It's such a great mask. So anyway, guys, that's it. My mask ranking, 14 masks ranked for you guys. Let me know your ranking in the comments. I know I'm gonna get a lot of cool rankings down there because there's some great masks in the Halloween franchise. Ranking a Jason mask thing would almost be impossible because so many of them look just alike. But there are some variations in there too. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that down the line. Anyway, guys, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.